Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Keith with Craps TX. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up before we get started. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. I have to check my camera to make sure it's still working because I heard a sound and it is still working, so we will continue on. So this is a strategy that is aiming to get us to a black chip, a payout of a black chip. We can also get some black chips on the numbers, but our goal is to get to the black chip level. All right, so this is a $15 table. I've seen conglomerations of this on several channels, so I can't really attribute it to one particular video that I've seen, but Jeremy with Color Up, Uncle Mel with Cramps Hawaii, and a few others. They all have some sort of black chip strategy. Mark the Point. What's the other one? Wager Me This with Jacob. They've all got a black chip strategy. Just search black chip strategies on Craps black chip strategies on YouTube. So there you go. All right. So first of all, let me just tell you what we got. I've got we're going to play 66 inside on a $15 table. So I've got 5 shooters worth of 66 set up. And I've got an extra $70 down here because that's $330. So this is $400 altogether. Got $70 here. And we'll keep that behind because we're going to need some for pressing up. So obviously, if you go to a casino, you're probably going to want to do this with 800 to 1,000, I would say, if you're doing 66 per shooter. And that'll at least give you enough for 10 shooters worth. So just to explain it real quick, let's set it up and I'll show you. A lot of times it's best just to roll it out, but let me give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm looking at here, or what we are looking at. Okay, actually, you know what? I can just do this with one set of numbers because the 5 and 9 pay the same and the 6 and 8 pay the same. So let's say we hit the 5. First hit, that 15 pays 21. Right? We're going to throw in $4. That makes that 25, and we're going to take that 5 up to 40. So we're investing an additional $4, right? All right, the second time that 5 hits, we're at 40. That's going to pay 56. And we're going to throw in $4. Actually, no, never mind. That's a different strategy. Caught myself. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to take the reds off. We're going to pay ourselves, or take 21 off and put it in our rack. And then this 75 is now at the 100 chip level or black chip level, because if this hits again, 75 pays 105. So we'll get a black chip and a red chip. All right, so that's the goal with the 5 and 9s. So the goal with the 6 and 8 is, okay, let's say we start out with 18. First hit pays 21. All right, you're going to throw in $3. That makes that 24. 24 and 18 is 42. So that is going to go to 42, which is a green. The 3 red that are there, we take a white chip off. That goes back to the dealer bank, and we have 42. Okay, 42 hits. That pays 49 or 50 for 1. So we'll take 1 off of that. We'll collect $1. We have 3 red on there. We're going to take these 3 green and put it on there. Put the red back on. That is now $90. So on the next hit, that pays 105, again, at the black chip level. All right. So that is our goal. Yes, if you get up, you can start grabbing the 4 and 10 too, because all you have to do is get those to 50 to get to black chip level, minus the $5 vig. So yeah, that is the strategy. No name for it, but I'll come up with something and put it on the thumbnail for you guys. You've already seen it by now. You've clicked on it. So let's go ahead and roll it out, and that'll be the easiest way to explain all of this. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we're not the shooter in any of this. You can be, but you know, again, if you hit one of these as the point number, then you kind of have to adjust things. But so let's go. Let's go ahead and roll it out. We have a 4, 2, 6. Okay, so 6 is going to be our point, or 2 by 4. the old lumber. Oh, about to roll again, but let's get set up first. All right, so we got our $66. Dealer, please set me up 66 inside. They will do that for you. And let's cap off the 6 and 8. All right, so we're on our first shooter. Point is set. Let's get some inside numbers. There we go, 639. That's our first hit. All right, so that pays 21. We're going to throw in $4. Makes that 25. That 25 is going to go under there, and we now have 40 on the 9. Nice out. 314. All right, we found the hole. Nothing there. Doesn't help us. Snake eyes. That does not help. Forgot to start my stopwatch, so there we go. I don't know how far I'm into the video, but we'll just keep an eye on it. And a 437 out. So yeah, that was the first shooter. Did not do too much. I'm just going to leave this out there so I don't have to set it up every time. We'll go ahead and buy in for that. So there's my 66 for the second shooter. Right. So we're not going to work to come out, although you could if you want to. I'm just saying I'm not going to, just for the sake of the video. There are occasions when I do, but it's usually when I'm up a little bit, no matter what strategy. I don't know why I'm just going with one dice. All right, so we're setting a point coming out. Whoa, that jumped over the puck. That was Evil Knievel moment. All right, so we have a 5-1-6. So we're back on the 6. 6 is our point. All right, now we need those inside numbers. And we need them to hit several times. Okay, we got a little deja vu going on there. We have a 639. We don't have $4, so I'm going to throw in a nickel, get a dollar change. That makes that 21.24. No, that goes here. I'm about to put that back in my rack. Okay, so that's now 25. All right, so there's $40 on the 9. Nice out. 314. Man, this is deja vu. Okay, so that was 314. Nothing there. 639. All right, so that is good. We're getting closer. 40 pays 56. Gotta grab them all. All right, so we're going to take the red off, put the 3 green together. We now have 75, and we're going to rack $21. So our next hit is going to be at the green chip level. And that does not suck, as long as we can hit it. 538. All right, so now we're going to get a chance to bump up one of these inside numbers. That 18 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3. That makes that 24. 24 and 18 is 42. So we now have $42 on the 8. All right, dice out. And a 617. Okay, so our first 2 shooters. Yeah, the second shooter got us a little farther, but not quite far enough. So let's keep on going. You can see where this would probably take a good round of 10 shooters and hope that you're going to have that one hot shooter in there. I've run this a few times with varying degrees of success, just as any other strategy. One time was absolutely fantabulous, but yeah, I wasn't filming, so it didn't count. Right, didn't see it. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Puck is off. 617, that's a frontline winner. Does not affect us. 65 yo, another frontline winner. And a 549. So we're on the 9. 9 is our point. Now we're looking for those inside numbers. All right, we got a hard 4. No help. 1, 2, 3 craps. Ace deuce. And a hard 8. Okay, so there we go. At 18 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3. I just have a nickel, so I'm going to get $2 change. Dealer, please take me to 42 on the 8. It's going to take a quarter, and it's going to take one of the white off, and you now have 42 on the 8. Nice out. 314. Again, we're finding the holes. And a hard 6. And you can do this at the 96 level. You know, you can go 96 across and start out like that. Of course, you then would need 1,000, 1,200, somewhere around there for your starting bankroll. to get through 10 shooters. Okay, so our 6 is the same as we just did with that. 18 pays 21. I'm going to throw in $3. So there's a nickel, 2 change, and go up to 42. All right, so we're now at 42 on the 6 and 8. Nice out. And a 527. You know what? That was in the back of my mind, and that's my fault, because I was like, you know what? I think that 7 is about to hit. Of course, we could have turned our bets off, I guess, if we had that kind of intuition, but I did not. Because I'm trying to just roll straight through and get to the meat of this strategy and see if we can't get some black chips going. All right, so there's our 66 again, and we're on to our third shooter. Well, I think we are. You know what? I don't know if I paid for the shooter last time, did I? If I didn't, well, so sorry. All right, so 66. All right, bets are off. Puck is off. We are looking for a point, so we're coming out. Same dice. 314. 4 is going to be our new point. All right, now we need those inside numbers. Inside numbers, please. 325. There we go. We finally hit a 5. 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $4. Dealer, please take me to 40. So 4 plus the 21 is 25. There's your 25. Goes right under that 15 and makes it 40. Dice out. 538. All right, I think we know the pattern of the 8. 18 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3. We'll get 2 change. And dealer, please take me to 42. That is a quarter plus what's already out there minus $1. That goes back to the dealer. All right, nice out. 538. All right, there's our second hit on the 8. That's good. 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. All right, we're going to take that $1 off there. That leaves us the 3 red and the 3 green. We are now at 90 on the 8, and our next hit will bring a black chip. Nice out. 527. 5-2 and you're through. I'm going to ruin your video by giving you 7s. All right. Sorry, just lamenting for the camera. Look at there, a bunch of singles. We'll just take that. How about that? How about that? All right, there is our 66. We're buying in for our 4th shooter. Puck is going to be off as soon as I get these out of my hand. Bets are off. We're coming out. Looking for a point. Nice out. Hard 8, square pair. There we go. All right, so that's that. We are off and running. We need those inside numbers, shooter, please. There we go. Hard 8 back to back. Point hit. That's going to pay 21. We throw in the $3, make it 24. 21, 24, right. And then take it to 42. 18 and 24 make 42. So there we go. A green, 3 red, 2 white. Puck is off, so we are looking for a point. Bets are off. 5, 1, 6. 6 will be our new point. Easy 6. Dice out. 6 to 8. Okay, so we're getting those hits again. 42 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. We'll take $1 off. Put that off to the side. That'll go in our rack. That leaves us the 3 red and the 3 green. $90. And I'm not going to say anything about it because it seems to jinx it. And we have a 325. Okay, so 5 is hit. That's 15. Going to pay 21. We're going to take $4. There's a nickel, dollar change. So $4 plus 21 makes 25. There's your 25. Goes under the 5. We now have 40. 40 on the 5. We need that 8. That 8 would be nice. There is ace deuce, 3 craps. There is a hard 4, no help, and a 5, 4, 9. Okay, so I guess we're going to go for every number then. All right, that is 15. It's going to pay 21. I don't have the change, so we need to put in $4. I put in 5. There's my dollar change, and that now makes a quarter, which will go under the 9, and we're at 40 on the 5 and 9. We got that 90 on the 8. There is a 6, 4, 10. I don't know if we've seen a 10 yet, but there is our 6, 4, 10. Easy 10. 3, 2, 5. All right, that's our second hit on the 5. That 40 is going to pay 56. And the number that we need to get to that black chip level for the next hit is 75. So we're going to take those 3 red off, put the 2 green on. We're now at 75 on the 5. And our next hit will pay a black chip and red chip. Pay 105. Dice out. Hard 4. 2, 2. Dice out. 6, 5. Yo, 11. And a 5, 3, 8. There we go. Oh, I was going to go the whole video without getting that black chip, but there we go. 90 pays 105. And what I like to do, what I've seen others do, when you get that first black chip, take it, collect it. You worked for it, right? So let's put that in our rack. Next hit, we'll press. And there we go. There is a square pair, hard 8. Again, another 105. So we've already done our first collect. I'm going to take the 90. Now you can go 3 ways. You can go 120, 150, 180. What I like to do is go ahead and go up to 180. So we're going to take the red off, put the black underneath here. That's 175. We need a little red there. So we're going to put that on top. That is 180. Next hit will pay us 2 black chips. So I'm going to rack the $15. And shooter number 4 is doing us pretty well. 3, 2, 5. There we go. There is our next black chip hit. That 75 is going to pay 105. First hit, so we're going to collect the black chip. Goes in our rack. And we're off and running. Dice out. There is a 5, 4, 9. Okay, we're going to get a bump on that. 40 pays 56. We're going to take the red off. Put the green on. We're now at 75 on the 9. Next hit will be at the black chip level. All right, get a little stack in there. Dice out. Sorry if that's moving off camera. 415. There we go. There's our second hit on the 5. That pays 105. Again, from this point on, you can press however you want. You can leave it there and just keep collecting black chips. What I'm going to do is go ahead and press to 150. All right, so that 150 will pay 210. Should we be so lucky to hit it again, and that'll be the 2 black chip level. Right? Right. All right, hard 6. There we go. Point hit. We'll finally get the 6 into the action. 18 pays 21. We'll throw in $3. Dealer, please take me to 42. So that is our 42. And we are off and running, looking for a new point. Bets are off. Same shooter, 437. Good time for it. Frontline winner. Does not affect us. Puck was off. 6, 4, 10. All right. Puck stays there, turns over. We're now back in the running. Let's get some of those inside numbers, please. Ace, deuce. 1, 2, 3 craps. Mic check. 1, 2. Dice out. 6, 2, 8. There we go. 180. 180 pays 210. What do we do on the first hit? We're going to collect. There is 2 black chips going into our rack. 2 red chips going into our rack. All right. So the next time we hit that 8, we will press up. There is a 415. 150. 150 pays 210. So that is 2 black, 2 red. First hit on that 200 level, so we're going to collect. All right. And keep on going. Shooter number 4. We might not even get to shooter 5. Well, now that I said that, there we go. 5, 2, 7. All right, so we're not really going to count what we have out there because it'll just make us depressed, but we did get a good little stack of black chips in there. So let's go ahead and take all this down and get set up for the last shooter of this video, at least. And then we'll see where we're at afterwards. All right. We can leave some of that out. There's some red. Get some more red. And cap off our 6. All right. So bets are off. Let's go ahead and pay for it. 66. Shooter number 5. Last shooter for the video. Can he finish strong? Let's go ahead and get him a new set of dice just for the heck of it. There's that 628. We'll use that. All right, coming out, looking for a point. Dice are out. 426, 2x4. So point is 6 once again. Tidy that up a little bit. Inside numbers, please. Shooter number 5. There is a 6-5 yo 11 horn number. And a 538. All right, so there's our first hit. 538. 18 pays 21. I don't have the change, so we need $3. There's 5. We'll get 2 change. And dealer, please take me to 42 on the 8. There we go. 18 and 24 is 42. Dice out. 325. All right, 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $4 to make it 25. Dealer, please take me to 40. Quarter underneath those 3, and you're at 40 on the 5. 426, point hit. Also, we get to bump that up or press it up. 18 is going to pay 21. Throw in 3, there's 5. 2 change. Dealer, please take me to 42. Quarter underneath. 3 red, 2 white. Take 1 white off of there. And we're at 42. Puck is off. Bets are off. Same shooter looking for a new point. 549. All right, that's the one number we haven't hit yet to bump it up or press it up. Dice out. There is a hard 4. Big empty space right there. And another 4, 314. And a 527 out. Okay, so that will finish it up for this video. Let's go ahead and see where we are at. We did have shooter number 4. That was our salvation. At least I think that was shooter number 4. I may have missed paying in for one, and if I did, I'll correct it down here. You'll see it. But yeah, let's just go ahead and see where we're at, if this is correct. Okay. All right, so let's get these black chips out here. We'll get our green. We'll condense all this down. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long, so I don't have to fast forward necessarily. There's 5, 5, 5. That's 3/4. All right, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a couple left over, so that'll give us another black chip. And now we can count it out. We started out with 330 plus 70. We started out with 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 400. 1, 2, 3. There's 700. 750. 760. 762. So we made $362 if everything went correctly. So regardless, shooter number 4, I think, made most of that money there. So you can kind of see how that strategy works. Of course, every strategy has a hole. You know, you might not get any of that. I've played it several times and have lost the majority of my bankroll. Starting off at that level, the 400 level or the 800 level, if I was playing 10 shooters worth. So let me know what you think down in the comments, or if you have any other strategies you'd like us to roll out, you can put it down there. If you don't want to put it in a public forum, you can send me an email, crapstx@gmail.com. And before we leave, I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We went over 400 subs this last week, and I haven't mentioned it yet. I didn't want to jinx it because it's just barely gone over, and it's come down a little bit, then it went back over again. So hopefully by the time you see this video, it'll still be over 400. And for that, I thank all of you. Thank you very much. We're just doing this for fun and to learn the game of craps. If we can teach a few along the way, or if some can come back and teach us, you know, say, hey, you did this wrong, why don't you try this? Which I've had those suggestions. Thank you so much. We will actually take those, or absolutely take those into account, and put them in our next strategy, or, you know, correct a strategy that we did before and we did it wrong. All right, so I am not perfect. I make mistakes. Ask my wife. We're going to finish it up right there before we get into too much trouble. This is Craps TX. Nice little logo there. We appreciate you watching. Please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when we put out the next video. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.